happening, weirdos? This is Kunal Nayyar. Kunal is amazing. He is hilarious, deep, thoughtful, smart, a delight. Yeah. You may know him as Raj on The Big Bang Theory. I know him because we just shot a movie together that isn't out yet, but it's called Patel. Keep an eye out for that. But we just really got along. We vibed. I'm 46. We vibed really hard. And I'm so glad you guys are here. It's an awesome episode. Not much to say up top, except go to peteholmes.com for my tour dates. I'm going to be in Spokane this weekend, and then St. Louis, LA, Cleveland, Florida, Miami Improv, Chicago, Pittsburgh, New York, New Jersey, Milwaukee, Brea, California, and Royal Oak, Michigan. And I hope to see you at all of those. Follow me, like the fish. No, I hope to see you if I'm coming to a town near you. Go to peteholmes.com for tickets. In the meantime, enjoy this wonderful chat with Kunal. He is amazing. You're about to see. Get into it. I joked with him about Forbes right away. There's not a lot on your Wikipedia, but one of them is like...
Oh, really?
Just your net worth, just like right in there. Just like Forbes said he made this much in this year and this much in this year.
Because Hollywood Reporter used to, I don't know if they do anymore, every year would put out the list of the highest paid TV actors.
Oh my God.
Every year.
Do you mind if we talk about this? Does it bug you? I think it's weird that I'm like, oh, is Kunal married? Like I'm looking for like basic podcast fodder. Yeah. And now I know what you made in 2018. Does it feel invasive or weird?
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah, certainly. But like, I mean, how does it feel emotionally for you that's like readily available?
It doesn't bother me. I mean, it's invasive. People treat you differently because they know how much money you have.
Right.
Like, there's the psychological aspect of money that we can't deny.
Yeah.
I remember when we had Bill Gates.
Here, ice cream cone.
I remember.
You had Bill Gates on your podcast? Oh, the show.
On the show.
On the show.
I mean, there was a remarkable difference being around a billionaire and seeing how people
treat a billionaire.
Yeah, just there's something about the.
What was it? How did people treat Bill Gates?
I mean, there's a lot of rich people on that set, but they're not as rich as Bill Gates. Well, although maybe some of them now, but. But yeah, I mean, you know, it like I said, it's the psychological. There's a psychological energy that comes with money.
Well, you're like a magician. You're like magic somehow.
Yeah, it's like different. Like your personality gets less important than the physical asset that you own. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like being incredibly beautiful.
I was going to say, like a very beautiful woman.
You talk to a very beautiful
She's always subjected
woman,
to the way she looks.
Incredibly handsome man.
Yep.
And when you talk to, I've had people that are friends with very, very beautiful people, and when they're on like mushrooms or something, they unburden themselves with like the thing that nobody wants to hear, which is you don't know what a trap this is. Like everywhere I go, people treat me this way and expect me to be this way. And they want something from you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, again,
even if it's just a smile.
But especially if you're a woman, just being hypersexualized your entire life since you hit puberty is must feel so disgusting in a way.
And then if someone's talking to Bill Gates and you're like, this guy could give me a grant.
Yeah.
Or something. Like he could fund my entire...
But that's not even Bill Gates. That could be, there's a lot of people there that could change your life in an instant.
Right.
I mean, people ask me for money all the time on DMs and stuff like that, and it could be $500 or $1,000.
Yeah. Do you ever do it?
Well, I like to go undercover on GoFundMe and help people sometimes. And just,
I love that. I had a feeling.
I like
Gay
doing
man.
That.
Gay man with the sleeper GoFundMe.
It's so silly.
It's fun, and then you get the
updates. My vigilante is the undercover GoFundMe dude.
We don't perch on gargoyles anymore. We just click around on some websites. That's nice. But it is like on Succession, and I wasn't even really planning on talking about this with you, but it is interesting. You weren't wealthy or rich or whatever you want to say, and now you are. So you have data from both sides. And the one thing we're saying is like people, do you get the sense Or do you smell it that somebody is kind of gaming you or wanting something from you?
I think instinctually I've been quite good somehow. I think also growing up in India, you know, we were middle class. We didn't have a lot of money, but we were educated. You know, we came from a sort of a class of people that were considered educated and upper class, though it may not have been reflected in our lifestyle or our cash, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You're just around so much poverty, you know, that there's an acceptance. I know this sounds difficult to say, but it's different than the poverty in America. Like you see in Los Angeles, there's a lot of poverty. And you're afraid for your life sometimes because someone may be on drugs or try to harm you. And that's what you don't see that so much in India. There's a real acceptance of the way the class system is.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if that makes any sense.
No,
but
I think I do. We've had 2 guests today, and the last one was Forrest Galante, or I hope I'm saying that correctly. I never said his last name, but anyway, he works in like the jungles and stuff, and he talks about like you go up to a hippo, it's gonna eat you, like it's gonna fuck you up, and he has this like. You let me know if I'm completely out of depth here. He had this understanding of like, kind of like, that's just natural. This thing will kill you. These are there. This is it. And in India, is it more in tune with like, there's this and then there's this. And it's all kind of happening on top of itself, as opposed to in America, we have, well, there's Skid Row downtown and then there's Beverly Hills over here.
I think, first of all, yes, physically, yes, there is definitely a delineation. You're not living amongst it. Like in Delhi, in New Delhi, you're living amongst it all, right?
Yeah,
you have the mansions and then you have the slum right next to it. That's just because the richer colonies of people are serviced by a village that's right next to it where all the people who served them live in. So all the workers in your home live in a village that is right next to the little sort of neighborhood. It'd be like Los Feliz where all the rich people live, and then it would be right next to it would be a little colony where all the gardeners and all the cooks and all the chefs and all the servants and all the maids and everyone lives.
Right. So by the way, I'm not trying to be funny here, but like Hawaii, that's a huge problem because Hawaii, everybody wants to vacation there. And then the people that work at these resorts, which are often the locals, are obviously and rightfully upset. You know, that White Lotus was about that. Yeah. It's like now we can't afford to live on the place that used to be our beach. Now there's a gate here.
But Spain is going. They're fighting back against over tourism because Ibiza, which is a place that I love, is becoming unaffordable for all the locals, and they're just fighting back against. You know. But going back to what you were saying about the sort of
the new delineation.
Yeah, there is a. I think India just as a culture accepts a certain surrender to the way things are, as opposed to America is the place you come to, anyone can become president. Right. And therefore you are always wanting to be somewhere else other than where you are already, right?
It's the American optimism.
Exactly. So in between your imagination and your reality, a lot of anxiety comes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
very good.
We don't have that so much in India. There is a deep acceptance and surrender.
That's what my friend Love Reiki. I don't know if you know Love, just because he's a great writer and he's worked on so many shows. But he was like, in India, the idea of your life being a work of art is just not a thing. As much as it is in America, where everyone's like, I'm going to have my 20s, and then I'll have my 30s, and then I'll go through this phase, and then I'll die in this perfect way, surrounded by... It's just like, today... Yeah. What's going to happen? I don't know. Like, it's not so much like...
But there's a real peace in that. There's a real peace in that feeling like... For example, let's say you're sitting at home and you're having a panic attack about something that has not happened. And suddenly your house catches fire. Your panic attack is gone.
That's right.
Your house is on fire.
Yeah.
That's it. Your imagination is not dictating your reality. Your reality is dictating your reality, right?
Okay, man. This is good. Ram Dass would say that.
Yeah.
He goes, if your car veers off a cliff, you're not horny.
Yeah, exactly. But in America, you have so much comfort that you have time for your imagination to paint this sort of work of art.
Yeah, future tripping is a luxury.
Yeah.
And we have so much of it.
Well, that's why so many rich people are unhappy.
Miserable. And again, Forrest and I were just talking about, like, he grew up in Zimbabwe. He's like, there are these people that have nothing. And I thought of India because Ram Dass, again, would make the same point. He's like, you see a kid living under a table literally living under a table, and he looks as free
Ecstatic,
as a person
as
can
free
be.
as exactly.
And here we're streaming 28 seasons of SpongeBob. We're eating all these things that our brain wants, fat and sugar and all this stuff. So the secret to life, clearly, isn't meeting all of your needs.
Yeah.
And it seems like maybe one of the secrets of life is to have actual problems. Maybe. We might say, like, there's a comfort, like, I'll join you in this weird thought experiment. I say this all the time, but the people that were getting bombed in World War II in London were they pulled them. They missed that time when they were going underground at night and bombs were going off because they had a shared human beings pointed in the same direction are the happiest human beings there are. And when they know what the threat is, we go to bed in our mansions. I'm just saying, like, human beings, rich people go to bed and they worry about the tumor that isn't there or the assassin or the thief. None of this is real. So it can be as horrible as you want it to be, as opposed to the daily quest. I need to find food today. I'm not trying to say unhoused people have it made by any means. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But human beings do well when we're like, today I need to eat, I need to sleep, I need to find shelter. That's why people on that show Alone are so happy, like they're kicking it. Or camping people or survivalists, they understand this.
Yes, I mean, I think there's a danger to that too. I mean, I think anyone can be enlightened if you live in a mountain alone and you never deal with any other egos in this life, but that's their journey.
Yeah.
I think that
the recluse. Who was it? There was a Swami that said the best place to practice your sadhana is in the military or the police force.
Really?
And he was like, that's where you should go.
Wow. Or spend a week with your family, like Baba Ramdas
Exactly.
says,
Every time I think I'm doing great, I go home and I'm like, oh shit, I'm a beginner.
But
I'm a beginner.
It's interesting that I think that if we were all allowed to be ourselves without guilt also, and without fear of losing out or missing out on someone else's version of our lives, I think it'd bring us a lot of peace.
Tell me.
Like in the sense right now, if I told you there's nothing wrong with you.
If I could really own that.
Really, like you don't have to be anything else. You don't have to sit here and constantly work on yourself and have your 10 vision boards and have your 6 steps that you're trying to do and the 7 books you're reading about. If I just told you, if you just stopped in this moment, and I'm giving you
Tasted
permission.
it, though.
I'm giving you permission
Yeah.
to absolutely be yourself.
Yeah.
Can you do that? And I think it's difficult because a part of us is so riddled with guilt.
Yeah.
Right? Because we've always been, everything we've been told is wrong. Everything that we like is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm saying everything that we've enjoyed.
You're broken.
Yeah, like, I mean, look at the perversion of sexuality these days. But if you were told sex was normal or was healthy or you could explore this, you could explore that, you're not disgusting. And if you believe in monogamy, you believe in monogamy. If you believe in polygamy, you believe in polygamy. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal.
Right.
There'd be so little perversion about it.
We just talked about this last time. It's wine in Europe. It's like a little wine with dinner, and they have way less binge drinking.
Yes, of course.
It was normal.
Have a glass of rosé with lunch or whatever.
So Rob Bell, who's a spiritual teacher, maybe you know, he's incredible. He read my book, and there's so much sex shame in my book. And he goes, my fantasy is exactly what you said. I just wish I could go back to teenage Pete and say there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
And I was straight. I'm saying that with full respect to people who have bigger
of course,
battles. You know what I mean? Yeah. I made this joke a million times, but I had to come out to my parents as straight. Just that I was a fucking horny teenager. That was shameful enough. Imagine.
Were they very religious?
Well, they were fine with it. Okay. I just got a lot of shame from the church and from myself. And nobody really actively squashed it. And I think a kid left to their own devices will be like, what is it? Like, it's weird. It feels weird. You feel like an animal or something. Yeah,
you feel, again, because of the moral code that is somehow linked to all this stuff.
Yeah, right.
You know?
Right.
I want to go back to what you were saying about sort of the rich people.
Tripping?
When you have so much money, you could use it for so much good. And by that, I also mean you could take the time to finally be with yourself, discover yourself.
But the level of consciousness that gets you to extreme wealth is not the level of consciousness that can enjoy that wealth.
Fair.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Fair. I wouldn't say that about everyone, but I understand what you mean. I mean,
I wouldn't say it about everyone either.
but I know what you mean. Yes, if your entire sort of painting of your journey of your life is about achieving money,
Yeah.
making more money.
And then you get there, and now you have become addicted to a certain type of achievement. It's like you built a transformer robot,
Yeah.
and you live inside of it, and now you're trying to get it to sit down and just listen to a river. It doesn't understand that.
Yeah, but that's all of us.
It is all of us, absolutely. All these addictions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you enjoy having money? Has it made your life harder, or
No, much easier. I'm so blessed.
yeah?
I feel all the time so lucky and humbled, and also a level of responsibility that comes with being publicly wealthy. I think that I don't talk much about money.
Yeah.
But I'm also extremely grateful to be in a position to help people.
Yeah.
That's really important for me.
Yeah. But it doesn't freak you out, family members knowing how much you have?
I'm not so. I also like to. I don't have guilt about it. Sorry, I don't feel sheepish or shy that I was awarded equitably for the work that I put into a show that made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's not like we were overpaid. Even the salary may seem very big, but
you were
remember,
actually underpaid.
you're getting only a very small percentage of what that show is making every single and continues to.
Yeah. We
Right?
always say that on the show. It's like, it's not just in terms of successful television shows. Whatever you're making, who's paying you is making a lot more than
Yeah,
that.
so it's in relation to that. My father is retired now, but was an accountant. And when I first started doing well, he said, enjoy everything. Like, if you tell yourself, I can't, I don't know, buy that car because what will happen tomorrow, then that car will become your jail.
Yeah, that's right.
Buy it, use it, enjoy it. That's the point of it.
Look, that's what I said to Deepak Chopra when he did my podcast. It was on his like compound. It was like Disneyland, Deepak Land.
The one in San Diego?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this? Like, you're just walking around. It's so well manicured and
beautiful.
landscaped. And you're like, the gardening bill for this place is $175,000 a month. Like, there's just no way. And I said that to him off mic. We were in a car and I go, what do you make of all of this money? Like, you're just dealing with a lot of energy, to use like kind of a spiritual term. Like, you just have a lot of this stuff coming and going and staff. And he goes, it's all play.
Yeah.
It's all just play. And I was like, yeah, okay, I like that. I take that. And that's what I hear your dad saying.
Yeah.
Don't put your identity in the car, but also you can by retreating from the car, now it's got you in a different way.
100%.
Pushing or pulling. How about just drive the car?
Well, also remember if it's a nice car or something that you like, whether you like the shape of it, it's also a beautiful marvel of modern engineering. Yeah. There has been labor. There's energy in that car. Someone has made it. Someone has painted it.
It's beautiful.
There's something that it gives you joy.
Yeah.
I've never understood when you're enjoying something why people feel like you're taking their joy away.
Right.
I've never understood
The
that.
depravity of mindset.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything to hurt you in that way. I just want to enjoy.
Right.
But so many people live in a jail because they're afraid to enjoy anything.
And what have you done to overcome this? Because like, what we did a movie together, and did you see me reading my Rupert book or something? We talked about Rupert Spira.
No, it's because I had seen interviews with you and I had seen videos of you talking about it. And did you do Mayim Bialik's podcast?
I did.
I think I saw that one.
Okay.
And I saw you talking a lot about some of the.
Well, she was very generous with that. She like let me go.
Yeah, she loves. And I think I heard you talk there, and then I watched a bunch of interviews where you were talking similar language to what has made sense to me in my life, and that's why when we met, I thought I would. I didn't think I would bring it up. It just came when we were chatting.
Yeah. And as you saw, I get so excited.
Yeah.
If somebody is like, maybe I shouldn't. People could manipulate this. I don't think anyone would. But it's like if someone comes up and like, I love Rupert Spira, or I like non-duality, or these teachers, I'll just immediately.
Yeah.
The guard comes immediately down, and that's what happened with us. I was just like, and now I just we're kind of like in love.
Yeah,
Like I
it's a
don't mean
different
romantically.
language. It is. I think if two people have done, I don't like to use the word work, but have looked at the psychological makeup of their nature and have a little bit of distance from it, just even that much.
Yeah.
I think two people can have this language of love.
Yes.
Because you're not constantly rubbing up against the egoic psychological makeup of what you think is right or wrong.
Yes. So when I'm talking to you now and when I talk to you then, I just sense this distance and this liberation from like sex shame. We've talked about money shame, your car shame, whatever it might be. What are some of the steps when you were younger that you took that led you to this?
Well, my journey started with complete, and by the way, I also want to preface by saying that it's not as if those things don't continuously eat at you or bite at you, or the sting doesn't quite sting in the same way when you've seen through the illusion of it.
Yes.
Right?
You can see them like, I think it's a Ram Dass thing. They come to you like children.
Yes.
Your children. And you just love them and hug them. I'm glad you mentioned that, by the way, because two dudes talking about spirituality, it's easy to be like, oh, we don't get angry or we don't get this.
Yeah,
or
but
we
that's
don't get
not
that.
true at all.
It's not true at
That's
all.
not true
It's
at all.
the great disappointment of it, actually, is you're like, you can be at peace somewhere and be completely not peaceful in your, what we'll call
This is my journey. I mean, this is everything we're talking about. Literally, is what you're saying is what am I, 44 now? So when I was 30 years old, I just started making great money. I was doing very well. I just gotten married. Big Bang was becoming a huge hit. And I was driving on the freeway, and out of nowhere, I had a panic attack. And I had never experienced panic or anxiety. Never really liked heights and stuff, and didn't like flying as much. And all of that, now I love flying, but it doesn't matter. Like I had some like little phobias from my family. Like my dad growing up never liked going into elevators. This is pretty normal stuff. Like most people don't like, something.
But you weren't like a deeply anxious
No,
person.
I wasn't. Never, really, ever. In fact, I was the opposite. And then that got really bad. Like every time I looked at my car keys, that feeling came up, or couldn't go on the highway. Couldn't, and then that started getting into heights and buildings and elevators, almost like very kind of agoraphobic. But I was still working. I was still doing it. I just functioning.
And still driving to work.
Still driving to work. But,
Was
every
it
day.
consistent that you'd get one?
Every day was a struggle.
Wow.
And then I was living in the hills, so I had to drive up the mountain and then down the mountain and all this stuff. And I thought, wow, I got to get back. I'm not well. I'm not well. I had never thought of this. And so I started seeing a hypnotherapist. A lovely lady. And
by the way, I feel like that deserves stepping out, like going like, wait, I'm not well.
Yeah.
I think that's huge.
Really?
Oh, good. Good on you.
Oh, okay. It didn't.
That's what we're all.
But it didn't feel like a pat on my shoulder. It felt like my house is on fire. I need to do something.
No, for sure. But I think a lot of us will grit our teeth and fake it, or it's too embarrassing. Like to be able to say, like, I do this a lot in my marriage. I'm like, oh, I think we're in a blind spot of mine. I think I'm in some like, I have like an irrational belief here. And I'm speaking from a place, not I'd say to my wife to be funny, of bullshit. Like I'm in my fear. I'm in pain. Something's not right. And I think especially even at our age to go like, let's not be addicted to how we think so much so that even when we start being unwell, that we go like, but it's up here, so it's me, so it must be good.
Yeah.
So you were like, I'm not well, I need help.
Yes, but at the time
chill,
I didn't know anything about anything that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, help me. And so she was just helping me therapy. Like also just, it was my first try at therapy.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because I realized, oh, I'm not crazy. Something has led to this belief. And now that
What was the belief?
Well,
It wasn't Cynthia Morgan, was it?
no.
What if it was?
At the
What if we
time,
had
I
to
didn't
say-
know. At the time, I didn't really understand. At the time, I wasn't even exploring psychologically as much as just figuring out how to get over my fear so I could drive on the freeway.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
But that's
So-
how it gets you.
So then I started driving every day on the freeway with her or whatever. Once a week, we'd get on the freeway and I would fight this like horrible panic. And then I would go through the exercises and drive and drive. And then at the time, I started reading Deepak Chopra's 7 Laws of Spiritual Success. That was the first book. I turned to spirituality. I didn't know what else to do. And I didn't want to take a pill. Though I was self-medicating with alcohol, so it's the same thing. And I didn't want to take a pill. And that's why I started reading all this stuff. Then I started following from there. I read Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul, was the first book that I read that changed my life. Because it was the first time I realized that my thoughts are not real. Till that moment, every thought that had come into my head, I had believed as me, as the thinker of it.
Right. Here it is.
I just had no separation.
Yeah.
That my reality was what I was thinking and feeling.
Right.
Because I thought that was who I was.
Well, there was no separation.
Yes, at the time I didn't know, I hadn't talked about any of this stuff. The first time I read that book, I thought, oh, I am not my mind.
You're the presence watching your mind.
Yes, or that I have the ability
to be the presence, yeah.
To whatever word we want to give it, that I have an ability to step away from it and look at all this nonsense that it's spitting out.
Right.
And when I had that for just half a second, it changed my life. I said, oh, now I want to know who I am.
Right.
Because this is not who I am.
Right.
Everything I thought of as Kunal is not that. I was a blank slate when I was born, and everyone put their stuff on me, my name, my religion, my culture, and everything wrote their story on my board, and then that became me. But I've never asked myself, who am I?
Who were you before that? And who are you still?
Yeah.
By the way, this I want that. So you tasted peace. I was just thinking about this on the way in for some reason, that Jesus tells a parable about a guy who buys a field because he knows there's a treasure buried in the field. So he sells everything that he has to buy the field to get the treasure. But he's trying to intimate the preciousness. When you taste it, your true nature, we could call it, the only actual peace, which is a non-circumstantial, ever-present, familiar, intimate peace that no one has pointed us to. And everyone does everything they can to distract us from. But when you taste it, you'll sell everything you can to buy the field to dig up the treasure, because nothing else will do.
That's exactly what happened.
Yes.
I did that. And then from Michael Singer, I started listening to Mooji. Mooji's a great spiritual teacher. Mooji Baba. And then I went from there to Adya Shanti. Adya's great. And so now, simultaneously, I'm trying to get over
them? Sorry, keep going.
At that time,
those are great finds.
I mean, at the time, probably just YouTube videos led you to an algorithm of YouTube videos, an algorithm of YouTube videos.
In defense of YouTube, by the way, if you're having a spiritual thing, YouTube will be like, I got you.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It'll either take you to be a flat earther, or it'll be like, oh, here's ancient wisdom. Thank you, YouTube, for being both.
I remember I was shooting a taping of The Big Bang. It was in the middle of a live taping, and I wasn't in the next two scenes. I was up in my room, and I was watching a meditation, or a video from Mooji. And the video is called The Only Exercise You'll Ever Need. And he was just doing this meditation. I'm listening to him. And then for a second, I had a complete gap between two thoughts. It was like a second where there was nothing. And then I went crazy just searching for that. For the rest, then I started meditating hours and hours and hours, always trying, and that gap then became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But what I'm trying to say is, all of the energy that it took to create my acting career, that sort of egoic energy, I then put into my search for spirituality. And it led me so far off the deep end that I then had to crawl back and be like, I need to still be a husband and a friend, and I can't just sit every day just.
You became like a renunciate.
But but it was like, I need to be enlightened.
What else
it's
is
like,
there?
I need to win an Oscar, I need to be enlightened.
Yeah.
It was the same kind of energy. And I'll just end this entire journey by saying that I'm still driving on the freeway. I'm going through all of this spiritual stuff, and I'm still having to get back on the driveway to get a highway with my hypnotherapist to get over the panic. And one day I'm on the freeway with her, and I'm hot. I'm angry. I'm like, who am I? Who am I? I'm screaming. I don't even know why, because I'm not at all. I just don't. Anger is not an emotion that I've felt much. And I'm saying, am I the one wearing all the masks, or am I the mask? Am I the one wearing all the masks, or am I the masks? And then it just happened. Everything stopped, and I knew in that moment who I was.
The one wearing the mask. Or how would you phrase
it? It was, I've always been here. From the moment I was born till this moment, I've always been here.
Yes. That, which can seem disappointing. That's what I love about
it
Rupert.
It comes
He's
later.
like,
the disappointment came later, but in that moment,
it felt
like
yeah,
just laughter and laughter. So, I've always been here.
yeah.
This all this crazy, so everything.
Yeah.
But it was generational. It was like every lifetime of mine or something like that. I don't know how to explain it.
Led to that.
Yeah, that like, oh.
And it was for all of them, right?
For something, it was just, but there was such a divine laughter out of it because it was like, oh, it's so silly. The diamond's always been in my pocket.
Right.
What have I been searching
Those
for?
stories, by the way,
Yeah.
the beggar sitting on the box or the diamond in the pocket.
It all made sense in that moment.
Yeah.
I was foolish enough to think that was it. The journey continues even to this day, but in that moment, I thought that's it. I've discovered
You're
myself.
cooked. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm finished now.
But you had, and forgive me if I'm not right, but I'll take a stab. Our task now is to learn how to abide there, to like live from that place.
Oh my God. It was amazing for 3 or 4 years. I was on cloud 9. But then when you become very, very silent within, this has been my experience. All of the stuff that generationally has been hidden under the muck of your psychological makeup bubbles to the surface too. So it's not like and to be honest, my phobias probably have been getting worse. Like I hate heights now more than I've ever hated them. You know, I feel claustrophobic more but even though I know it's not me and it's not real, it's just all that stuff for all of the generations that you've hidden. It's there. And you cannot, it doesn't end until it ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I making sense?
I think so. You know what it reminds me of is getting sober. They say when you stop drinking, you'll feel better.
Yeah.
And they go, you'll feel angry better. You'll feel lonely better. You'll feel all of your feelings will be. So you're getting clear. And now this system that was kind of repressing all of this stuff is now kind of flowing freely. I've heard it kicking up sediment. It's like
never heard of that, but that
things
sounds
are flowing, and now some of the sand on the bottom is getting in the mix.
But it's good because it always reminds me that the journey continues. There's nothing. That's it. All we have is the journey. There's nothing else. I mean, unless when the body goes to the ground and then you do another one, or maybe not. It depends where your soul is. But
yeah,
I think that we believe once we become in the spiritual world, if we feel like we're trying to find enlightenment, that once you find it, it's the end.
Yeah.
Yes, now I will say the part of you does finish. I mean, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
But no, there's so much life to live.
Yeah, I agree. That's what Rupert says, is he goes, the first part is inward facing, but then you return. It's the hero's journey, by the way.
There talks about coming down the mountain.
Yeah, you have to come down the mountain. And if Ram Dass used to say, if cities stress you out, he's like, move to a city. Like he's like, go get in the mix.
Yeah.
Get in the dream. Be in the dream.
Yeah.
Play your part in the dream.
But there is this feeling though of such peace that it's so difficult to explain, that it is the least sexy kind of peace you can imagine.
Yeah.
There's nothing ecstatic about it. There's nothing that butterflies and nothing about it. It just is this kind of stateless.
Yes. To the mind, it appears to be nothing.
Yes.
And that's why it's so unpopular.
Yeah, of course.
Because it's like you're talking about nothing.
Yeah.
So when Rupert talks about your true self being happy and peaceful, which everyone listening could experiment and go like, are you aware? What is the nature of that awareness? Not your experience, but just the awareness that's aware. And you'd be like, well, it's quiet. You could say it's quiet. You could say it's spacious. That's a concession to the idea of space. But it has a space. You could say it's luminous, but that doesn't mean it's fireworks. It means it's aware. Luminous is just another way of saying aware. But when you say peaceful, what you really mean is lacking agitation. And when you say it's happy, it's because it's lacking desire. It doesn't need anything. So we think, or at least I'll speak for myself, but I think very strongly you'll agree, we set out searching for enlightenment thinking it's going to be fireworks. Yes. And it's going to be happiness in a way that having a three-way while eating an ice cream sandwich is happy.
Yeah.
And it's not.
It's not.
It's not a flare-up of chemicals
In fact,
in
it
your brain.
destroys the idea of having a 3-year and eating ice cream because you're like, even that can't give it to me.
That's right. Because afterwards you'll just need some food, and then you'll need a nap, and then you'll need another three-way, and now a three-way doesn't work anymore. Now you need a five-way. It's opting out. So Rupert uses the image of the moth and the flame. We want the flame more than anything, but to get it, we have to die in. And by the way, this is what Jesus is saying too. He's like, the disappointment is you can be enlightenment. No person is enlightened.
No.
God.
There is only enlightenment.
There is only enlightenment. And to go into that nature, you have to die before you die, as the Greeks said.
And you can't
and as Jesus
do it,
said.
though.
You also can't do it.
You cannot do it.
But
it has to just... You talk about closing the gap. I mean, no one's going to watch this because they're going to be like, what is this woo stuff we're talking about?
What was Big Bang like?
Yeah, exactly. How much money did you make? Yeah.
Well, that's why it started with that.
That's like...
That's a Ramana Maharshi. Give them what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to overshare, but I often use my own promo code. Like, I recently rebought a bunch of the perfect jean, which is exactly that. It's the perfect pair of jeans. Our promo code for the perfect jean is No Hard Pants 15, because you get 15% off these pants that are not hard. I hate hard pants. I don't know why. It's 2025. We're still walking around with these unforgiving, stiff jeans. Perfect jean look amazing. They have incredible build. They have great washes. They have great cuts. While we're at it, they have great hoodies and t-shirts and other things you can add on while you're there. And the jeans are as smooth as butter, soft as a baby's butt. You might even forget that you're wearing pants. Fuck your khakis. Spare your nuts. Get some perfect jeans that have a little bit of stretch. We're talking 2% spandex, 2.5% rayon for a sneaky secret. A comfortable secret that no one needs to know. These jeans stretch so your nuts ain't crushed, thereby providing the only true home for your bone. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code NOHARDPANTS15 at checkout. That's 15% off new customers at theperfectjean.nyc with promo code NOHARDPANTS15. After your purchase, ask how you heard about them. Tell them this show. That helps us out. Fuck your khakis and get the perfect jean. We're also brought to us by our friends at Tushy. I don't know if you're like me and this time of year your downstairs area turns into the Florida Panhandle. Thank God it's starting to get less hot, but it's still a disaster down there and we need help. You can get refreshed and revitalized in the lower hemisphere 15 times a day without jumping in the shower because Tushy is the everyday luxury bidet. Bidets in the 80s were like something you'd see in like Scarface's bathroom, but now they are for everybody. They are super easy to install, and they are a game changer. If you had some poop on your hand, would you just wipe it off with a tissue? No. You want to power blast it off like a hose on a driveway covered with leaves. Literally get that shit out of there. Get it out of there. They have Cloud Plus, a bidet that we love, automatically deodorizes the air when you sit down. This is like, we should all have this. And Aura, which automatically closes the seat opens the seat when you enter the bathroom, which makes you feel like you have a robot butler. I absolutely love it. It keeps you clean. It is a game changer. Show support of the show and support your butt at the same time. Keep your swampiest body parts fresh and cool for a limited time. Our listeners get 10% off their first bidet when you use code WEIRD at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet at hellotushy.com with promo code WEIRD.
I will say that it is interesting that we are this infinite thing playing as this finite thing who's trying to be the infinite thing.
Yeah. And I don't think that's a mistake.
No, it's a game. Whoever created it is
dance.
Brilliant.
Well, that's my daughter's name, Leela. It's a dance.
It's an unbelievable...
And it's beautiful. I had this experience. I know it's drugs, but it was still incredibly profound. Okay. I was on ketamine, and I was like, oh, it already knows, right? Obviously. The sun is illuminated, and it illuminates. That's all it is. But I go, he just wants to keep swimming.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I was like, it loves it. It loves all of it. Even you in a car having your panic attack.
It's loving it.
It's like, yes, all of it.
It's the desire that if there was such a... All of this is because it just wanted to see what it is.
Because it's its nature. Yeah. In the same way, again, this is Rupert, he goes, a mother or a couple has children, it's going to ruin an aspect of your life. It's going to sacrifice an aspect 100%. Of your life. It's going to sacrifice an aspect of my wife's body. You know, she paid a price, ripping and bleeding. It's awful. Why do we do it? It was in our nature. We couldn't resist. We loved so much. We wanted we wanted more. My friend Michael Gungor, in his incredible book, he says, the universe is like me throwing my daughter up in the air at the beach and she's just going, more. That's it. It's like a fountain. It wants more and more and more and more and more. If you can say it wants something.
This happened to me. I was in London, I think 2021 or 22, and I was really in the heart of my, I need enlightenment phase. And I'm sitting in this park and I'm watching these kids play and looking at the trees and I'm like, am I the kids that are playing in the park? Are they me? Am I this tree? Am I breathing in and out? Is it breathing out? Who am I? Which one am I?
Am I breathing or am I being breathed?
Yeah, exactly.
Thing, yeah.
Am I in this universe or is this universe in me?
Yeah.
And I was like, really spiraling hard this evening.
Buddy.
I call it spiraling at the time. I call it spiraling.
I squeeze you because I just don't have a lot of friends. I know these moments where everything you know comes into focus and it's unsettling. It can be frightening.
I just remember, though, in the heart of it, having one of those moments where I just burst out laughing. And because I had a real understanding that this moment in time does not give a shit what I think about it. It's the only thing that's going on.
That's right.
Who cares if you are enlightened or if you're not, or if it's the only thing that is this. It is. And that's why I burst out laughing, because it goes back to your point. It's just the play. It's just the thing. It's just the play.
I wrote this in my book. I say the reality of the divine is not contingent on my mood. But you could also say it's not contingent or reliant upon
your version of it.
My feeling.
Oh, yeah.
My understanding. Richard Rohr says that. He goes, in Christianity, you would call it salvation or conversion, enlightenment, attunement, self-realization, whatever it is. It can't be an intellectual thing. Otherwise, what hope is somebody who's just not that, he doesn't say this, but somebody who's just not that intellectual. They're just not in the game? Sorry, you can't explain Brahman to me? Yeah. You're out. It can't be. It's a shepherd in a field with his flock. He's like, those people were in tune in a way that they couldn't explain it to you, but they intuited it and they knew it. Whether or not they could write a book about it, who fucking cares? So if I'm miserable and I'm depressed and I'm petty and I'm dying and I'm like, oh shit, I'm having like a bad death, who cares? It's all what it is, and it's already complete, and it's not reliant. And thank God it's not reliant on me. I'm 50 different people every day. Thank goodness it's not up to me.
But very difficult to understand when your daily needs are not being met. Yeah. Like we talk a lot about this in Hinduism.
The hierarchy of needs.
Khana, makan, house. We say first take care of your family, take care of food, take care of your house, and now is the time for yoga.
Yeah.
Because it cannot be now is the time for yoga and then you cannot, you have to settle your psychological life in this way.
Yeah.
And now is the time for yoga.
Right. I love that. Correct me if I'm wrong too, and I'm not making you the representative of India, but I remember Ram Dass also saying there's an understanding of the times of life. It's like, okay, you're a young man, go make your living. Yep. Now you're a family person, raise your children. Yes. Now you're an older person. Now it's time to go what is this?
Yeah. You don't want, no offense, every teacher is different and every religion is different, every spiritual circle is different. But you want your kids to just play.
Yeah. Well, that's the great Rumi poem. I think we talked about this. Don't waste your time in the orchard wondering who planted it.
Exactly.
It's like maybe just eat an apple.
Exactly.
Val and I do this on purpose. My wife will go, no deep thoughts today.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
just
good.
Let's just.
Is
be
she
in
on
it.
a similar journey as yours?
Val is the heart. I'm the head. She understands all of this. She lives it. I'm in awe of her. But she's, I don't know. I'm very taken with my wife. She's just very gorgeous. She doesn't spend a lot of. I'll be going like.
You and I will spend 6 hours.
Yes. And it's not because she doesn't understand it.
No.
I will, obviously, I didn't have to say that. I just want to be very clear. I think all that's ever experienced is knowing. So there's just knowing. This chair is made of knowing.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as matter. It's consciousness playing with these senses as this. And Val will be like, great. And I'm going to dance with my friends. And you're just like, I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm alone by a fire.
It is interesting,
This
though.
is all in God's mind. And Val's having some watermelon. It's beautiful.
We do think that people think that when you reach some level of, I don't even like that word, but if you experience some kind of spirituality thing, then you will become very just like this and like that. And you see so much false representation of that, which just drives me crazy. It's made me want to enjoy everything 1,000 times more, which is not great for me just because my personality is such that if I decide to do something, I'll do it. I never had an addictive personality, but if I want to experience something, I want to experience it, you know? People, it's not at all this
spiritual bypassing.
Kind of, it's alive and vibrant. And not messed up in all the gunk.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you say that. Again, I have nobody to talk about this with, really. So many people ask Adyashanti or Muji or Rupert Spira. The question is, 9 times out of 10, the question is, do you get angry? That's what they want to know.
Really?
I really feel like people are going, you seem so peaceful now, but do you ever get mad when you're running late for a flight? We're obsessed with like, what do you do with the human experience and self-realization? And over, they're just going like, none of that goes away. There just might be like a little smile. Like I might be freaking out because I'm late for a flight, let's say.
Yeah.
But now there'll just be more moments where I'm like, I'm just freaking out. You know, like
of course.
That's kind of how it feels.
Have you seen the video of Ramdas was always obsessed with getting the mics right in every video of his, like and he's just sitting there and he's just trying to play with this mic, he's looking back and he's so upset because the mic is not working. And I'm like, the play. This is literally the play.
Well, his guru Maharaji would yell at the staff and stuff. People would get the dinner wrong and he'd like yell and throw stuff. This is the sort of category of like Indian spirituality that I don't think translates well to the West. Where we're like, but you're supposed to be nice. I feel like you correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like in India there's more of an appreciation for like the quirky guru who's just kind of on a trip and having like a moment.
You're just completely rooted in your reality and whatever that is.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And also I think every single person, if you're listening to this, I think regardless of what you believe in, I think it's important to question who you are.
Self-inquiry, you mean?
Yes, because your entire life
Or
you
mean
have
psychologically.
I don't think there's a difference. Is that just really exploring what life looks like if for this next 5 minutes I drop everything I have ever known.
Yeah. Well, that's like the Muji meditation.
Yeah, that one really changed my
He's like,
life.
come in the room.
Yeah.
But do me a favor.
I have a
Leave your
meditation
mind.
page where I do that meditation a lot.
Really?
Yeah, it's where I really
Invitation to Freedom.
Yeah.
It's on iTunes, by the way.
Oh, really? It's a great meditation.
And there's 2 versions, and one's like $6.99 and one's $3.99. I'm here to tell you they're the same. I have both of them. Get the $3.99 one. This is Muji Baba. But he goes, he's inviting you inside a room, but he goes, leave your shoes behind.
Yes.
Then he goes, and leave your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
And
leave your likes, leave your dislikes.
And
you
you
can
can
pick
do-
them up after you leave.
And by the way, so I talk about doing ketamine or something. All of those journeys, you just go, if you're feeling anxious, you go, it'll be back. It'll be back. Like I've done some pretty strong psychedelics, and to be
Even in that moment, you know it's gonna.
you just go, it'll be back. I think that's the last thing I said to myself. I did 5-MeO DMT, and I was like, you'll be back.
I don't know what any words you just said.
5-MeO DMT is toad venom. It's like a very,
boy.
very
Oh, boy.
strong psychedelic. And I did it. But I was like, you'll be back. And then you know what else I said? My mantra for that was I trust myself, meaning there's only one self and I'm doing this. And like, it's sort of like, what could it be other than myself? I know it could be something unpleasant, but like, it'll still be me.
But it'll be part of you. That unpleasantness will live. Yeah.
I suppose. I just had to, honestly, as I'm saying it right now, I'm like, that was kind of risky, actually. But like psychologically, that doesn't sound that great.
I don't think that's...
Yeah, that's not a good strategy. Just because people do have psychic breaks on that stuff. I was very deliberate with my setting and my intentions and all that for whatever that's worth.
No, but you also must have... I would be terrified. I did chocolate mushrooms once, and I had the greatest time, but that was it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I just started laughing.
Yeah.
Everything.
I think
like that's it. I mean, I didn't.
You can do ketamine legally and therapeutically, and I think you would like it, muchos.
I think it'll be good for me because a lot of sort of my psychological phobias and all stem from the fear of losing control, fear of embarrassment. Very good Indian boy, that kind of stuff. Like,
oh, interesting.
Why? What if I get a panic in an airport with 1 million people here and they know me? I'm big man. And will I be embarrassed? And
yeah.
How do I control what happens in this elevator, or how can I control if I'm on the top of a mountain and I begin to panic? Like those things.
That's interesting. I wonder if because I've never really felt fearful talking about my psychedelic experience. Maybe I'm getting it from you that I was like, what was I doing? Like, I've always been like, cannonball. It was fine.
No, but that's amazing. I think that there is, and also we've spoken a little bit about your journey through substances and all of that stuff and getting off of them. Like there must have been this real sense that you have of abandonment, which I think is so amazing.
Well, that's the trust. That's what the mind will never say it's a good idea.
Never.
That's why you just have to go like, I trust it. It's okay. You're not going to understand it. The moth is going into the flame, but it's going to rematerialize as a moth afterwards. Yeah. But in my experience, ketamine can be very gentle and easy because you can step it up as you go. So you'll be Kunal kind of feeling very groovy. You'll be Kunal feeling very groovy. And then you'll go into like the void. And when you're in the void, just like you're saying about your experience, it's exact same language. You go, oh, it was me the whole time. Nothing new emerges. In all of these experiences, you come back and go, it was me the whole time. Meaning something different played in the movie, but I was the screen the whole time.
So a drug addict, let's say, who would get addicted to something like this, and I know nothing about drugs, but they just want to, the void becomes the reality and they think they want to just stay on that.
I wonder, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
I think
either.
I've wondered many times, like if people that do, I have to imagine that heroin has to have some sort of quality like that. Obviously that you're just like, I just want to be there the whole time. Yeah. I don't know. I can't speak to that.
This is not going to make the video. It's okay.
It made it. There's no edits. Can you make it warmer, Katie? I mean, colder. Yeah. I feel like, let's put it at 69, the funniest.
Now, you had to make a joke, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
People are going to be like, Pete Holmes.
You are a good.
His podcast.
You're
crashes.
A good Indian, British Indian man that is like, I hope people like this. Let's give the people what they want. How many times did you audition for Big Bang? What was that process like?
It was early days. I had just got my MFA in acting, and then I moved to LA, and then it was my first pilot season. Don't kill me. And
because most times people do like 10, exactly. 12.
And I auditioned on a Monday, screen tested for Warner Brothers on a Wednesday, then screen tested for CBS the following Wednesday, and then I got the part.
Wow.
But I got the part. We shot the pilot. Show gets picked up. I read about it in the news. They fly everyone to New York except for me. So I'm like, oh. At the time, because I had just graduated, there was some concern from the powers to be that maybe I wasn't the right person for the role.
Too young?
Maybe inexperienced or whatever. You know, I was just I'd just come out of graduate school. I hadn't had a lot of experience in film and TV. Of course, I was a theater nerd, and Chuck Lorre, who created the show, was like, no, you're definitely on the show, and made everything happen for me. So I owe him my life.
Oh, he like stepped up.
I owe him my life. I mean, he's one of the greatest mentors I've ever had, and he was my rock. But imagine I'm on the show, but I don't know if I'm on the show. And
oh, wow.
3 months went by.
Of them filming?
No, before we started
okay,
shooting, there's
okay.
this whole summer, because the show gets picked up in May and you don't start shooting till August. So there's 3 months, you're just like, what is my, life going to be?
Wow.
So,
And
but, he always fought for me, yeah. I don't think I'm
but
hoping...
there was a fight?
I don't know how serious that fight was, but I think there was, at least in the beginning, some apprehension to cast such a newcomer.
Yeah.
On what could potentially be a huge show for CBS.
Right. They're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. And
also, and it's a Chuck Lorre show. Two and a Half
Right.
Men was a huge hit at the time.
Yeah,
Like, this is going to be the next Chuck Lorre show. So
Right.
the stakes were very high.
Can I ask, you're a theater guy,
Yeah.
got an MFA in acting, and then you moved to LA, and then you auditioned for a Chuck Lorre multicam.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say a Chuck Lorre multicam, just a multicam on CBS. Was there any like, this isn't Macbeth?
No. Not for me.
Okay,
I've
good.
always loved... I grew up in India. We grew up on all multicams.
Yeah,
And by the way, people who don't know, multi-camera shows are shot in front of a live audience.
yeah,
So it's like doing a play every week.
yeah.
There was not snobbery about.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, there was
As
no-
I asked that, I was like, I really hope you were enjoying it, because I know I
Every
wrote
day.
on a multicam.
I enjoyed every single moment. Every day, every moment.
You did?
Was the greatest. No, I'm so lucky. I swear to God, it was a great set. Very happy. Everyone got along. We were a family for 12 years, so obviously you have little things here and there, but nothing. We loved each other and everyone. It was just a great experience. And we were also, at the time, Glee, Modern Family. What else was doing well? Chuck.
It was like a golden age.
And there were so many shows, and they were all so popular, like in the tabloids and this and that. And we were just very private, very close set policy, all about the work. And I think that really protected us. Because look at what happened to so many cast members of Glee. Look what happened. It's so money and fame can really do so many, unfortunately, so many horrible things. And
Yeah.
I feel like we had a rock
Yeah.
with Big Bang.
Wow. And that was deliberate? Do you think Chuck was like, let's protect the set, let's protect the actors?
100%. I think he was, and also Jim, Johnny, Kaylee, everyone's about the work. And then
great.
that's so important,
It was never like Galecki has a sauna in his green room. How
No.
come I don't have a sauna? No. Never?
No, Kaleki did not. Have you seen have you ever been to the old stages at Warner Brothers?
Of course.
When I started the show in 2007, I had a rotary phone. Yeah.
People probably don't even know what that is.
It's the phone where you do that. 2007, rotary phone.
In your room.
Brown colored rotary phone. I should have stolen it because now they're worth like $5,000 or whatever.
Are they?
I don't know. I'm
They're
just joking,
probably,
but now you know what I mean.
Throwback, lo-fi.
I should have. Yeah, no, I mean.
So it wasn't fancy pantsies.
No, it wasn't fancy pants.
Did you guys eat lunch together?
Yeah, it was all. Yeah, we all hung out. Because our schedule was in the day we would rehearse, and then at night we'd be home. So we all ate together.
Wow.
Played ping pong.
Wow.
Hung out. It was great.
I'm going to load you with this, like rehearsing a multicam. It's Monday.
Yeah.
The script is still wobbly.
Yeah.
But you're kind of rehearsing it, kind of blocking it.
Yeah.
You're doing a scene. It didn't really work at the table, so you know it's probably going to get cut or changed. But you're still kind of rehearsing it. That's maybe my favorite thing. It's like low stakes, but maybe I'll be over here. And maybe it's just total flow and play. Did it feel casual like that? Or were you like, oh my God, 100 million people are going to watch this. We got to get it fucking right.
I think it was a mixture. Especially in the earlier days, it was a lot more tight. You know what I mean? The scripts were so good, and our table reads were fantastic. And we all took our table reads very seriously. So we had already gone and made all the choices for the jokes. Everyone with the table reads is what set the tone.
Really?
And then we had a director, Mark Sandrowski, who directed about 97.
I know Mark, yeah.
Mark directed I think out of 279 episodes, maybe
hockey
250. Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah.
He always set the tone on set too. So he was always fun, but always about the work. Like, you know what I mean? So it was really, but everyone took every moment really.
He directed almost every episode of How We Roll, Cinder, and he was just so.
So you know what I mean?
I'm telling you,
he had a
I
great
did
energy.
one season of a multicam, and I was like, it's not just that it's like good schedule, good money. It's like, this is just, like I said, people pointed in the same direction, and it's going to happen. So there's an urgency. We're gonna have tape night, so there's a clock on it. It's like we thrive in that situation.
I love it.
We're really losing something. by not doing more.
We should do one.
I would love to do one. Are you nuts? I write multicams all the time.
Really?
My wife and I were deciding whether or not to have 2 kids or 1, and I wrote a multicam. It was like a journal, a multicam pilot.
About the journey of
about
wanting
a
to
couple
two kids or one
deciding
kids.
whether or not they should have 1 or 2. That's how much I love the language of it, and that's how much I enjoy writing it. So we'll do it. What's our idea? We work at an airport.
I have to figure it out.
Wings. But so you enjoyed it, and you were able to enjoy it. This makes me so happy.
Yeah, it was
The
very
whole
lucky.
cast.
Yeah, everyone vibing. Just great.
That makes me so happy. I don't want to drag any show, but I've been on some multicams where I'm like, why aren't they having fun? They should be having fun. Not just okay, but this should be fun. It's like summer camp talent night. You're preparing a play for yourselves.
But I've also been on some where I guest starred and stuff like that, and it wasn't the sense. And I think the writing, I have to go. The writing was so good on Big Bang.
Yeah,
it's a joy to read these scripts. You know what I mean? It was every moment was a joy because and everyone's laughing and the show's doing well and everyone. So there was a real. It was funny for us. It was fun for us. You know?
Yeah.
Mostly you're on a multicam and you're grinding to get the joke right. You're trying to get the scripts right. You're trying to get
stress.
Whatever system the writers had.
Well, speaking of Chuck, the first time I saw Chuck Lorre's face was in a Roseanne documentary you can watch on YouTube, and it's just brutal. It's brutal, and I don't mean specific. I don't know, but it's the height of Roseanne, and it is tight, and it's just Chuck, a young Chuck Lorre, looking like he's keeping it together, but working till 4 a.m. trying to get these notes, and I was like, boy, you can make anything heaven, and you can make anything hell. It seems like.
He also I remember going to him once and I was dealing with something and I said to him, I was dealing with someone in my life and I said, hey, can we chat? He's like, sure. And I went on this rant about something. 20 minutes later, he just looks at me, he's like, did you ever think of choosing love?
Wow.
And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. And I just thought, oh, wow. I did not expect, I thought he would give me very nice, fatherly advice. And he said, did you ever think of choosing love?
He just said, have you ever thought of choosing love? And you do forget, by the way, that that's what you're doing. Yeah. I know it's a cliche. Fear, hate, judgment, or love. And we do have this like mechanism.
Well, the more, again, if we go back to what we were talking about earlier, the more time you spend on having some distance between the filter of how you see the world, you know, when you have some distance from this, or maybe this just drops off, then you don't, that your instant reaction of anything is trying to make situation better. Because it's not rubbing up against your egoic side, right? Which is mainly the cause of everything in this world.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like
defending a phantom.
Defending your illusion.
Yeah.
That's why you're so exhausted all the time, is holding up this thing that you don't really know is real.
Yeah, that's right.
But you think is real.
That's right.
And in order to protect it, it's like, you know, it's like punching like doing air. I don't know if you box, but if you do shadow boxing, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Because you're punching against an invisible enemy.
Yeah. That's what Rupert says, and I do this all the time. He goes, if you're getting worked up or you've been slighted or insulted, Rupert just goes, on whose behalf are you getting mad? And I'm like, and he goes, show him to me. And like everything that you are, it's like sand underwater. It's coming and going, but you just kind of like, it's why Burning Man, at the end, they burn that big old man. They're just like...
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't know anything about Burning Man.
I've always assumed, to be honest, that it's like, this is the ego, this is the false self, we're burning it down, drop it, it's gone.
I just didn't, I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's many places to shower there, so I didn't feel like going.
I think there's a big human car wash that everyone just goes in naked and there's just bubbles. I'm not even making this up.
You're making this up.
I'm not making it up. Okay. You go in and you just kind of...
Why don't you have someone on from like the Burning... Like, is there a Burning Man expert or something?
I think everyone who goes to Burning Man is like, I'm a Burning Man expert. I have a lot. Moshe goes to Burning Man. He's talked to us about Burning Man. He's the one who told me about the
car
Dr.
wash.
Bronner's. It's Dr. Bronner's, and they just spray you down.
Jesus.
And I'm talking about sex shame. I'm always like, what? First of all, of course, I'd love to be in a human car wash, just slipping and sliding. But I'm also like, So my wife is just gonna go in there. Like I get very like, look, I want to grab everybody, but I don't want anyone grabbing my thing. You know what I mean? Like I'll get real tight.
Of course, that's
Like
just human nature.
It is. It can be.
Have you spoken to Rupert Spira about that?
About the naked, like I want to go in, but is someone gonna?
I don't want anyone grabbing my wife.
I
but
know.
I want to get Mr. Grabby Hands.
But why does every cult, and I'm not saying Rupert's a cult, certainly not. I'm saying it made me think of every cult goes sideways because of sex or guns or both. It always. I just watched the one. Osho, well, it's funny. Osho got so goofy, but it was so Sheila. I'm not an Osho apologist. I just know friends that still are like, listen to Osho. He's got some really great things
I love
to
Osho
say.
still.
Yeah. Well, my friend Michael Gunger loves Osho.
I love what he has to say.
You can get Osho. So there's people still holding on to Osho going like, the organization was goofy, but we still like Osho.
Yeah.
But the guy who owned Yogi Tea, what's his name?
Yogananda.
It's with an R, I think.
Oh God, the Sikh gentleman.
Katie will Google it.
The Sikh gentleman, Yogi Bhajan.
Yogi Bhajan, yeah.
Yogi Bhajan, yeah.
And he was grooming and fucking. I mean, I'm not, no shots fired. That's what this documentary I watched was all about. Sex. Sex ruins everything.
When you have some of these teachers have such incredibly manipulative gifts.
Right.
That they don't think that they're using for manipulation.
Right.
Right. Whatever they have.
It's like a superpower.
Yes. And clearly, people aren't just idiots to move to an island and live with their guru. There's a there's something there who are willing to give up their entire lives and families and go to these places and become parts of cults. I'm not excusing, you're right. Why is it always revolved around sex? Maybe there is a certain freedom that comes with, I don't know.
And that's one thing, but then you just go like, let's just put some parameters on. You're so close to utopia. Just don't do it with the fucking kids or don't do it with the... I mean, I don't know.
I know.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. It was if you go watch that Osho documentary, which I think hurt his image a lot more than what he did damage to. He also changed a lot of people's lives for the better. But everyone who talks about those 3 years in Oregon talks about it like it was the greatest thing to have ever existed.
This is my point. You watch these documentaries and I'm screaming at the TV going like, just stop here.
Yeah.
Because the Kundalini, Yogi Bhajan was doing Kundalini, he brought Kundalini, and people are talking about, I kicked this addiction, I was feeling euphoric, and I lost this neuroses, all of this stuff. And that is just the first 30 minutes. And then the last hour is, blah, blah, blah. It gets fucking shit.
Bikram yoga.
Bikram. Another horrible example.
Yeah, bought hot yoga and then...
hot yoga. And by the way...
And again, also sexual.
It is sex. And it's the same thing. It's grooming and power and sex. And nobody, it seems, can handle this. Whenever I watch these things too, there's always a part where they go like... And it turns out he was just making it up. And I'm always like... You tell me. I'm like... I don't know about that because they always claim that it was an ancient Indian thing. And then like, how thorough are you looking? Are these things even written down? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I don't know if it's all nonsense. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
It does. I mean, obviously Bikram was a very accomplished yoga teacher. And then the hot stuff, he just started on his own, I think, because he doesn't really talk about that.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, the Vedas are 5,000 years old. I mean, they're probably the greatest scripts ever written. Spiritual texts ever written, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can emulate on those things, but it's the same thing we're talking about that they were talking about 5,000 years ago.
Right.
Same thing Jesus is talking about. The same thing Buddha is talking about.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Right? It's just, it's all the same.
Yeah. And we have to rediscover it and rediscover it and rediscover it and rediscover it.
Until you discover it and then you don't come back.
This episode is brought to us by our friends at Mud Water, this warm, delicious mix of cacao, chai, and adaptogenic mushrooms that gives you a warm, grounded feeling and a boost of energy when you need it. Not jacked, but earthy and solid for when 3 p.m. rolls around and you're losing energy, but you don't want another cup of coffee and the jitters that come with it. And best of all, Mud Water is delicious and has no crash. It's 100% organic, gluten-free, and vegan. It's a coffee alternative that's so chock full of goodness, it's no wonder it makes you feel amazing. My energy's up, and maybe even more importantly, my sleep is improved now that I'm getting more natural energy and drinking less coffee. So if you are ready to make the switch to cleaner energy, head to Mud Water, MUDWTR. Just remember, we don't have time for vowels with water. Mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today. Right now, our listeners get an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code WEIRD. That's right, up to 43% off with code WEIRD at MUDWTR.com. After your purchase, they'll ask us how you found them, and please show your support and let them know that we sent you. Keep your energy natural and refreshing all year long with Mud Water, because life's too short for anything less than delicious, clean energy. And another energy friend we have is Magic Mind. Always, you see the guests on our show drinking little shots of Magic Mind. I have them here on my desk. Magic Mind is a magical elixir that makes you focus better on your work, be more creative, and drink less coffee. It's like flow state in a bottle, doesn't get you jittery, gets you dialed in. It's like athletes have Gatorade, now creators have Creatorade. It's a mix of 12 functional ingredients, including matcha, nootropics that make you focus, and adaptogens that help fight off stress. So do more, stress less with Magic Mind. You can fight off procrastination, brain fog, fatigue, and some ADD symptoms. I can attest to that, and drops you into that flow state. I actually have a special offer for listeners from our friends at Magic Mind. All you have to do is go to magicmind.com/weird and use our discount code at checkout, which is, surprise, surprise, WEIRD. It's a game changer. Get it in your life. Get 20% off with promo code WEIRD at magicmind.com. Do you have, I know you mentioned the meditation you were doing in the green room. What are some of your touchstones that bring you back to it? Some of them have been coming up for me. I don't want to put you on the spot.
No, you can ask me anything.
What are some of the teachings that have really kind of become principles in your life?
So I don't meditate anymore the way I used to. I don't really have a specific practice. I kind of fell into meditation, which means if I'm just driving, I'm just driving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if I'm just, I can sit.
It's me too. I don't meditate either, just so you don't feel shame. I don't really formally meditate.
I don't formally meditate, but my life is meditation. Like I love cigars. So like I'll sit in the evening and I'll smoke a cigar and there'll be nothing going on.
Yeah.
Other than the smoking of a cigar.
Nice.
Does that make sense? Anytime. Please.
Because that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Well, for me, again, coming back to questioning my thoughts. Like if I'm...
Yeah.
If I'm...
Sorry, I was thinking about cigars. You caught me.
I got you.
Did you see me being... I was a little bit like, that'll be fun.
Yeah, anything.
Keep going. So not being your thoughts, disidentifying.
I'm always going back to the silence. Always. Anything. So it's not like... I love reading Rumi, Hafiz. I like to read. I try not to read too much anymore because I was going so nuts reading spiritual texts. So I try not to. I went too deep. So now it's like just a little bit, when I want dessert, like this.
Yeah.
But mainly, if I'm in a place where I'm going through something psychologically, I just come back absolute to the silence.
Silence, yeah. That's the highest teaching.
Yeah, come back to that.
And what's crazy about silence to me is that, I don't know, I think this will make sense to you. I want it to make sense to everybody. If you are experiencing silence, there's still a frame rate to it. It's still going. So it's not silent. It's not inactive. So that silence is very alive and luminous, and it's what you are. And the brain will always, I know we already said this, but it bears repeating. The brain will always go, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
That's Muji. There's nothing here. This is boring.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want. Yeah.
What is silence? What is emptiness? What is a void actually? And when I say frame rate, that's one way I can go like, when you're looking at perfect darkness, you can still see a frame rate to it. And that gives a hint to its aliveness, if that makes sense. It's a very LA way of putting it.
Well, everything is alive. Even the silence. But
Right.
I feel like when I'm silent, then I can actually truly see.
I like that.
Do you know?
Of course.
Otherwise, I'm just seeing it through this gunk that's here. And I want to be careful here because I think this also gets misconstrued. Just because you want some space from a psychological nature does not mean your psychological nature is bad.
That's right. You're just looking for peace. A little respite. A little break.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that only when you free yourself from yourself, then you are yourself. This, I think, gets sort of modern day spirituality is all about ego death and dying before you die and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, let's say you die before you die, but you're still here.
Right. Well, now we get into Tantra, which everybody thinks is sex.
Yeah.
But Tantra is just, I always think of a T going down like a jackhammer. So in the Vedantic, it's like a V, so you stand apart from it. You go, here's me, here are my thoughts. That's Vedanta. I am not my thoughts. Tantra is, let's go deeply into,
That's nice. Yeah.
that's how I remember
I
them.
like that, yeah.
Go deeply into the experience and get so curious about what is it when I'm eating cake? And you see that it's made of the knowing of this flavor, this experience, this sensation. And that knowing is God. You know what I mean? So you start, nothing is mundane. Swimming in the ocean, having sex, smoking a cigar, having a conversation is suddenly revealed to have always been imbued with divinity. But that's going into
Tantra,
it.
yep.
So we're not running to the hills. I can do it on my best comedy nights doing comedy. I'm like, oh my God, we are an undulating wave of consciousness, joyfully laughing. And when growing up, it'd be like, swearing and talking about butts, that's of the devil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure you had
And now
moments.
all you do is talk about butts.
All I do is butt stuff. That would be a great title for a special, butt stuff. You had to have moments where you were doing Big Bang or anything that you've acted in where you're like, we're in it. We're in a flow. We're out of our own way.
It's the best. I mean, that's why I became an actor. Because in my junior year, I was a theater student in Portland, Oregon, and I was on stage doing the rose tattoo. And I had to put like my character puts on this silk shirt and has to pretend it's silk or whatever, but it's, it's college, so it's some cheap material, and I put it on. And I'm like this character, and I'm feeling the shirt on my skin, and for a second, I've gone. I'm not there. I am that character putting on a silk shirt.
Wow.
It lasts for a second. I call it searching for truth. And in that moment, I knew my whole life is going to be about searching for this moment.
Vanishing into a character. Wow.
And that was it. That's why I became an actor, because now in every scene and everything I ever do, I'm always just trying to search for that moment.
Wow.
And you get it sometimes, and sometimes you don't. You're an actor,
Yeah.
Sometimes you get it, and sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you're just singing a song that you've never heard before.
Or you're hitting a mark.
You remember that scene we did? I was
So
like,
good.
I don't know what this song is. I'll try.
It was so funny.
No, I know what you mean, but you can get into that groove. That's my favorite. I'm going to move us away from spiritual stuff. We'll just talk about other stuff, I suppose, if we can. I don't know if we can. But I love the metaphor of, so we are awareness in the way that like an actor, John Smith, is playing King Lear. And when you play King Lear so well that you think you are King Lear, and after this show, people come back and go, great show. And you're like, what? I'm King Lear. Like you're lost in it.
Yeah, I love
but
that.
really, you couldn't be any closer to John Smith. Like he goes, what does King Lear need to do to become John Smith? He already is John Smith.
Yeah.
The King Lear is the activity of John Smith's. There's only John Smith. And when you can like get that, you go like, there's nothing to do. I told you this one of the times we talked, it's written on my mirror. You can't become what you already are. Yeah. You already are it.
What you're so I said same thing, which is what you're searching for is already where you're searching from.
Yeah,
St.
that's
Francis
right.
of Assisi.
That's right.
You are the thing you're searching for.
Right. And that's the diamond in your pocket. And then when you realize that it's not fireworks and like speaking in tongues or Eckhart Tolle sitting on a park bench, some people have those experiences, but a lot of us are just going like, oh, and then it spends the rest of your life trying to abide there.
There's a great saying, and I've completely forgotten it now. I was trying to remember. When I look outside and I see everything, I know that I am love. And when I look inside and I see nothing, I know that I am God. And in between those two coins, my
I
life
know
dwells.
this.
What is
This
this?
is
What is
also
it?
written on my mirror.
What is
It's,
it? Did I say? I said
love
it wrong.
says I am everything. Wisdom says I am nothing. Between these two, my life flows.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I like the way you said it, though.
I said it kind of wrong. It's just the accent. It's the accent. Yeah. It's the
Oh,
accent.
yeah.
It's the
White
accent.
people love this.
I know.
I'm ready to follow you.
Follow me.
So, do you have kids?
No kids.
That's
No.
right. We talked about
No
that.
kids.
But
no
you are
desi-
married.
Married. No kids. No desire.
No desire. Love it.
No desire. No offense. If your kids want to hang out, I
No
can.
kids, no desire, no offense.
Yeah.
There's your bumper
But I think we're
sticker.
living. I mean, obviously, also my culture is so. Indian culture is really about family and marriage and
Yeah,
children.
you might have
and-
just caught me having an Indian bias where I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, but also in this day and age, it's quite unheard of. Well, now it's changing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess it is changing, right? People don't. We have so many people in the world.
there's so many. Well,
And
Terrence McKenna took mushrooms and he said, how do we, what's one thing we could do to help the planet? And it said, the wisdom of all these mushrooms apparently said everyone should have one kid. That's what it said. It was like, it would solve everything.
Really?
Well, look at what I mean, that's a lot amount. I'm not, by the way, have as many kids as you want. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
saying as a thought experiment, what would happen? You could say, what would happen if everybody was vegan? That's an interesting one. What would happen if everybody only had one kid? What if we took a big break and only some people had kids? It would have a dramatic effect on the planet,
On the
obviously.
planet. Yeah.
And you're talking to a breeder right here. So I'm not saying that's my plan.
But how many children do you have?
40. No, just one.
Okay, that's not breeding.
That's nothing. That's barely.
That's like
That's cake and eat it too. Somebody said you have one kid, it's part of your life. You have two kids, it's your life. So we're like, check, please.
done.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, good.
I wrote a multicam about it. Have you ever seen a ghost or had anything unexplainable happen to you?
Yes, I had a ghost experience in London in 2021 at the Dorchester Hotel.
Scary ghost. British ghost?
But not. Basically, it was around COVID-ish. I was shooting a show there, staying at the Dorchester 5th floor. I'm sleeping, and I feel the indentation in the bed rise next to me, and then I hear 2 feet, little feet, like this.
Wait, what
Close.
you feel what in the bed?
Like the indentation, like
You felt someone
like I
was-
feel like I'm sleeping, and I feel like there's like something that's like just
Got up?
like getting up, and I look up, and I'm like, I look up, and I'm very peaceful, and I hear feet. Close the bedroom door, then close the living room door, and leave, and I'm like, I am completely in the presence of a ghost here. Completely, I knew. I wasn't scared, calm. Then I put the TV on because I needed something to just like bring me back. And I slept with the TV. And then the next day I was Googling, and the 5th floor of the Dorchester apparently is haunted. And Gary Oldman was staying there with his manager while they were shooting Slow Horses, got obsessed with the ghosts on the 5th floor of the Dorchester, and is now doing a whole documentary about them. And then I spoke to another friend of mine, and she said she's kind of a clairvoyant. She said, oh yeah, I see them in the Dorchester all the time. Apparently on the 5th floor, right, there's a little kid. And I was like, yeah, that was the kid I saw.
He chose your bed, bro. He's a fan.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm glad I
You?
asked. You know, it's funny. People are going to laugh because people do often turn this around on me, and it's my cat. The ghost of my cat. If I go and visit my parents and I go in my childhood bedroom, I don't sleep there anymore. But when I did, every morning, reliably, my cat, I'd feel the indentation of my cat walking on the bed and curl up next to me. Totally peaceful. And it was awake. I'd wake up and then I'd wait for him.
Wow.
I was like,
and you're completely present.
Completely
That's
awake,
what people
present.
people don't realize. They get scared, but it's not actually, when you're in the real presence of a ghost,
yeah.
you're like completely aware. It's like the most real thing.
Yeah, it's very, very real, very precious, and very sweet. Mine is very sweet. It's my cat cuddling up against me, and I know he's coming. Like, I would wake up before he did it, and then I would feel him come up and curl up next to me. But reliably, every time I stayed at home.
I'm very sensitive to energies, though. Like, I shot a movie in New Orleans, and no offense to the city or anything, but I felt
It's a lot.
energetically something very different there. And then I read a lot of black magic happens there. Felt the same thing in 2 other cities, Manchester and recently in Edinburgh. And when I did research on all those cities, there is an element of sort of spiritual magic that apparently rubs my energy in a kind of a uncomfortable, unsettling way.
Have you ever like gone to a clairvoyant or a psychic and had
Yeah.
them know something
I've
impossible?
spoken to some clairvoyants, and some of that stuff's obviously private, so I won't talk about it. But
No, go ahead.
just in general, I think I'm just upset. Like I can walk into a room and I can feel what people are feeling.
Oh, wow.
And it's not good because I'm so aware if we're in a restaurant what's going on at every table.
Yeah.
It makes me insane, and I try my best to shut it off. I cannot.
Yeah. I have the exact same thing.
Do you? Okay,
my
so you know what I'm feeling.
And you know what helps is doing stand up. Like something about that like drains that energy. And then I can actually feel comfortable enough in the world to go to a restaurant. But if I'm like, I had brunch with some friends yesterday and I'm like, I'll say to Val, I'm like, a lot of humanity in here.
Yeah.
A lot of humanity.
But I really admire that. I admire people who have the ability to just be completely present, sort of in a group of people doing what they're doing and not really a care in the world. I think that would be so...
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm drawn to Val. And Val, this is
She's completely just doing what she does.
There.
Yeah.
She's having a croissant. She's
Yeah.
living her life. And I don't mean she's like she's got neuroses. She's perfect for me. But she's also capable of like just she was at that brunch. She wasn't worried about the table next to us. I feel like Jason Bourne. I'm like,
No.
that couple's having a fight.
100 same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Hypervigilance is called.
Or if I meet someone, I'll know how their day is going, or I'll know something about their entire life.
Which is that other Matt Damon movie where he's a psychic. We're a blend of all Matt Damon.
Which one?
Clint Eastwood directed it. It wasn't good. It's called like Hereafter, I think. I can't believe I pulled that out. Can I tell you this? Last night I had a dream that I was with my junior high best friend. His name is Ern. He was on this podcast once. And he had a baby. And he goes, that's my fourth baby. He has 2 kids. And he goes, his name is Beckett, like Samuel Beckett. So I text him this morning. And I go, I had a dream. I met your 4th baby. And its name was Beckett. And he goes, he just replies like it's nothing. He goes, I was going to name my son Beckett. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Why did I? Okay, the least sensational reason, he told me that his kid that he was going to name Beckett is like 14. So 15 years ago, he said, we're thinking about the name Beckett. And I remembered it. I'm totally open to that. That's also a phenomenon. It's amazing that somewhere is everything I've ever heard and I'm just dreaming it. Or I didn't know that. And I guessed that Beckett was the kind of name my friend would give his kid. Or I didn't know that and I somehow picked that up from him, like from the collective. All 3 are what a fucking...
Well, what's crazier to you? That there's one all-knowing reality where it's peaceful and loving and kind and wants to enjoy itself and create and birth itself multiple times so we get to experience itself. Mm-hmm. Or nothing exists and we are just individual people who have individual personalities, and when we die, we die.
Right. Which is... What is the question? Which is weird?
Which is crazier to believe.
Yeah.
You know, that depends on the person.
Right. That's one of my... It's always hard to explain, and I try every time. But Rupert Spira makes the point that the real blasphemy is to not say that you're part of God. Because then you're drawing a border around you and saying, God is infinite except for this little speck called Pete. And that's the true blasphemy. He goes, it's all God's dream.
I guess that's my point. Do you dream a lot?
I do dream a lot. That's one of my things. Oh,
You do. Like crazy dreams.
Can I tell you, sorry.
No, tell me.
In anticipation of this, I don't know if you've ever had enlightenment dreams. I had here's what it was. I'm in my dream. I know I'm dreaming. I'm looking around. It's exactly like reality. What a gift. I've had enough deep lucid dreams, not the fluttery ones that are kind of half falling apart. I've been deeply asleep and lucid. And I'm telling you, because you're not seeing with your eyes. Right now I'm seeing with your eyes. Yeah. I'm 46. It's a little blurry. Maybe this.
44.
You're seeing perfectly because it's all just in your mind. There's no ocular mechanism. It's just your mind. So, and every single time I've done it, I go, this is more real than reality. It's more vivid. I'm touching things. I'm like the grain of wood. So last night I'm doing that and I'm going like, oh, it's all me. It's all me. Everything, and I don't mean me, Pete. I'm like, it's all the I am. And I had last night, because I knew I was going to be talking to you, like the most delightful dream self-realization where the dream is me going like, and you start just being like, and it starts like getting
The Matrix. It's like the Matrix movie.
It's exactly like when the walls breathe with Neo. It's like that. I'm like, and I just hung out being, and then I was with my friend Michael, and I was like, I was so scared, but in the end, it was all me. And he was like, I told you.
Oh my
Isn't that
God.
great?
That's so good.
So yeah.
My only lucid dream was I was like in a cafe in the mountains, and I was like, oh, I'm not feeling so uncomfortable as height. Oh, I'm dreaming. I can do anything. And I got off of the table and I started flying through the mountains. I'm like, look at what I can do. And then I woke up and I was like, what the hell?
It's so exciting.
It was so nice.
That's my lucid dream tip is if you want to stay asleep, you have to do boring things. If you fly, your heart rate will elevate and you'll wake up.
Okay, that's good to me because I've only had it once. So maybe tonight I have insane dreams of crazy circumstances, everything. Unfortunately, I don't have any spiritual powers in terms of clairvoyance. I have a lot of friends who do, but I do dream about natural disasters.
Oh, wow.
So I dream about earthquakes before they happen.
Oh, wow.
Or I dream about plane crashes before they happen. Or I dream about hurricanes. Whenever I have a big weather-related event, I feel like a natural disaster is going to... It's horrible.
Wow.
So I don't even talk about it anymore. Because I'm just like, what do I do with this? You know what I mean?
Like dogs sensing these things, and there is an attunement, I suppose. I'm open to this.
Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know I had a friend that on the morning of 9/11 dreamed that a plane crashed into our bedroom. I was like, that's a very specific dream.
Happened to me. I dreamt I was on a flight. I was sleeping on a flight from New Delhi to Dubai. Sorry, from Los Angeles to Dubai. And I'm sleeping and I wake up and the maps are on. I'm looking at the map and we're flying over sort of, I think, Russia or Ukraine. I'm flying over it and I was like, oh man, it'd be so weird if like a missile hit a commercial jet. And I went back and I was like, I don't know why I had that thought. And I was like, oh, and I went a bit sleep. 2 days later, that's when the Ukrainians fired the missile and hit the Malaysian Airlines MH17, I believe.
Yeah, wow. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I was like, what in the world? I don't want this superpower. I want like gentle stuff.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Also, what do you do with it?
Yeah, what do you do
Call
with
the
it?
authorities?
Hi. Weird thing for you.
Eeks.
Yeah, that's
Terrible.
We live in an amazing world. Even when we're talking, like take my thing with my friend and the Beckett.
Yeah.
Even the most boring explanation that I remembered that he told me that he thought of the name Beckett. Memory is so fucking weird.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that is just so ordinary. Someone going like, oh, I remember, what did I have for breakfast this morning? Smoothie. Where are you? Like, you can't get people interested in this, but what are you doing? You're pointing the flashlight of your brain in like filing cabinets, like smoothie. Like, it's insane. You can't find it. We can't cut into you.
Where's your mind?
Where is your mind? Where is my mind?
Makes me insane.
This is a big Deepak Chopra thing. He's like, they can't
Where
find...
do thoughts come from?
Exactly. And where do they recede into? And what is their... They're just endless.
They have no tangible quality.
That's right.
Right?
That's what I think it'll be interesting to see if AI gets good at picking up on thought energy to
Have
the
you
point.
used ChatGPT to ask it spiritual questions?
I have asked a couple. It's good, right?
My parents are just visiting and I was trying to show my dad what it can do. And I put it on and I asked...
Well, let's ask it.
I asked different questions about... Do you have the...
What was the good one?
No, I have the nice voice.
I have a nice voice.
Do you have the nice, sweet voice kind of guy?
Oh, it's a lady.
Doesn't matter. You can ask it.
Go ask it what you asked. Wait for it.
What according...
Sorry. I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Hey, what according...
Take care.
Okay. Wait. Okay, ready? Start now. Wait for the big circle. Now.
Hey, what according to...
You're going too slow.
What do you mean?
You're being too thoughtful. Ask quickly. Now.
Hey, what according to Neo Advaita was here before nothing?
In Neo-Advaita, the concept of before nothing is often seen as pointing to a state of pure awareness or consciousness that exists before any conceptualization of self or the universe. It refers to an experience or awareness that is beyond time, space, and individual identity, an unmanifested state. Neo-Advaita doesn't focus on intellectualizing or defining it, as the idea is that trying to grasp it with the mind only creates more separation. Before nothing is sometimes described as a pre-awareness or an ever-present, ever-available state of being that is beyond all opposites. It's not really something you arrive at, but rather something you come to realize is always here, beyond the thoughts, labels, and distinctions. In simpler terms, it's a kind of awareness or presence that doesn't need to be defined, a knowing that just is.
Can you give me a real life example if I want to use that in my humanity?
A real-life example of experiencing before nothing in your humanity might come during moments of deep stillness or presence, where you're not thinking or identifying with anything at all. It's like when you're sitting quietly in nature, and for a moment, there are no thoughts about who you are, what you're doing, or where you're going. For instance, if you've ever been absorbed in an activity like watching a sunset or listening to music, and you suddenly feel like time has stopped, your sense of self fades, and there's just the experience. That's a kind of before nothing moment.
Come on. That's exactly what we were talking about this whole time.
Yeah.
She nailed it.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if this is God's dream, it's pretty funny to be like, and then I'll dream that I make a super intelligence that will then explain me to myself.
For you to understand.
For me to understand. I see that as intense, like you having your panic attacks to me seems like the hound of heaven, the dog that's chasing you. God wants you.
Yeah.
Wisdom wants you.
Yeah, and you're running
Truth
away.
wants
Yeah.
you. And you're running away, and it goes, fuck up his stuff on the highway.
Yep, always. So I was talking to a lady about, she's a light healer, and I was just talking about my life to her, and she said, it often happens when you're doing very mundane activities. It always happens to you when you're doing something that you're not thinking about, like driving, like you do every single day. Like you have these moments, what I perceived as panic was actually the universe saying, hey, I'm sorry, it's your time. You can come, I'm happy to drag your hair through the mud, or you can just give up and come now.
That's right.
And I think what I've been doing, or what my journey has been, is always just dragging myself through the mud and then having experiences of bliss, and then dragging me through the mud and having, you know.
Well, that's why when Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane is like, take this cup away from me, like, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm like, it's not about not resisting sometimes, or not doubting, or not wanting what's happening. And then the ultimate example of Christ even surrendering to death and being like, this isn't the real me. It's okay. I mean, but he still didn't want to do it. It sounds like in the story.
Yeah. I don't know much about that story.
Well, that was a fun little tidbit I got to keep the white people interested, Kunal.
Oh yeah, listen, trust me. I mean, the 7 people that are going to watch this after we said that nothing was here before nothing was here.
No, they're the diehards are with us.
Really?
People like this show, those that still do.
We can make bum jokes.
Yeah. My butt is broken. There's a gas leak.
Wait, what? Sorry?
I was going for a cheers.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. You know Sadhguru. Is that something you talk about?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Is that fine? I just think it's fascinating you know Sadhguru.
Yeah.
And he stays with you?
He has stayed with us, yes, in the past. Do
you know who Sadhguru is?
He's a
Sadhguru
famous Indian.
Looks like an Indian guru.
He is.
I know, but like if you think of an Indian guru, he's the one that you see that has the big white beard. Is he wearing a turban?
Yeah. Sadhguru is an incredible teacher, obviously, and he comes a lot from the yogic space of spiritual practice to reach enlightenment. So he has
He's
a lot of great.
Kriya.
Yeah, he has a lot of. Yes, he loves Kriya. He loves sadhana. He has a lot of great programs. You know, inner engineering is a great program for you to discover who you truly are, or it'll give you tools to maybe understand some of that. You know, so he doesn't love sort of philosophical debate about spirituality as much as he really is about being in reality and doing the. I mean, he has some very intense programs too. I just love him because he likes golf, and he always tells me that my mind is full of bullshit, which I think is so funny, which is so true.
Yeah, is that what he's like? Is he funny?
Very funny. He's brilliant. He's so funny, and he
like roasty?
Yeah, all the time.
Would he be like, okay, Big Bang Theory?
Yeah. You love all that. But I love just being in his presence because, you've been in the presence of awakened beings, and they're already sharing information with you without you having to speak. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you've been around Rupert, so when you know, doesn't have to. You probably have 1,000 questions for him, and then when you see him, can't say anything.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And I get real giddy.
Yeah. Well, exactly. That's just an energetic personality.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool.
He's great. I'm not again. I don't know a lot of. I haven't done what you've done. I haven't visited a lot of gurus,
But you do get to kick it with him.
He's great.
Are you nervous when he's there? Are you like getting out the fine china?
No.
Are you trying to impress
I'm putting
him?
away all the booze in the house.
Do you feel like you gotta have to hide the cigars?
I'm just like, cigars not so much as booze because I find cigars kind of I know it sounds silly, but I kind of find cigars kind of a spiritual.
It's a slow down moment.
It's a tobacco leaf, and it's coming from the earth, and it's dried, and it's handmade, and it's packed in a very specific way, and there's a real connection to. I don't consider. I'm not the kind. I don't really deal that much in moral judgment. I'm just not that kind of a person. But I just like it. So that I don't feel so much. Like, why is weed illegal? It never made sense to me.
Yeah. True. Forgive me if this isn't something, didn't you have an experience where Sadhguru like shifted in front of you? Because I've told the story of being with Ram Dass and he turned into my father.
Yeah, I saw him turn into...
Sadhguru.
Sadhguru turned into just like this, having conversation into the avatar of Shiva.
Wow.
So there was...
And isn't Shiva blue?
Yeah, but it wasn't like that. It was more... It wasn't as physical as much as it was just a real energetic avatar shift,
Wow.
It's brilliant.
Wow. So cool. I don't think I'd ever relax around Sadhguru. I'd be like sweaty and weird. You get used to it?
Yeah, I think so.
Just a guy.
Yeah, well, brilliant guy. But like I'd get sweaty and weird around LeBron James because I'm a huge NBA fan.
Oh, okay. Not so much Sadhguru.
2016, LeBron James tweeted, I'll never forget, time for some wine and The Big Bang Theory with the family. Nice. And I was like, he's a fan.
Oh, nice. It's kind of weird to think like you actually are in one of the few places where you can be like, I assume you watch the show. You know what I mean? That's kind of a dying thing.
It is weird if I might meet someone who's never seen the show.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange. And sometimes people actually love the show and they'll pretend they don't know it.
Yeah.
Because they want to equalize you. It's a very weird psychological thing. Guys, sort of very strong, male-dominated, energetic guys often feel uncomfortable with
acknowledging.
Oh, they're like, hey, can I get a pic for my mom?
Yeah.
Or my girl, for my girl, I don't watch it. It's always like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do, man. I don't watch the show, but my girl loves it. So can we take a picture? I'm like, hi, my name is Kunal. Where are you from?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm Adam, but just do this with my, do this with my girl. I'm like,
and then he goes, say bazinga.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or they'll say, oh, you're the funny guy, right? You do that funny, that funny thing. I don't watch comedy. The worst is when someone says, yeah, you're a big, I'm
not a fan.
Yeah, I don't really like that show.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a, doctor. Well, I don't like doctors. So. I mean, what do you... No, but I say that to someone. I'm like, why would you say that to someone, man? You could say, hey, it wasn't for me, or maybe now I've met you, I'd like to watch your show. Or maybe not say anything.
You could have just said nothing.
It is weird that people feel like they own you when they see you in television.
Well, you were in their house.
Yeah.
You lived in their house.
Yeah. And I'm very grateful for it because like 99.9% of everyone I meet is awesome.
Yeah.
Always like that. But you always remember
the bad ones.
The one who... Also, cell phones. This whole picture thing is just... Because there's no manners in... Can I get a picture anymore? Let's take a selfie. Let's take a selfie.
I was just on a plane. The guy took a picture of me and him without him asking. He just did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that didn't feel good. No. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Then he goes, I'm going to send that to my friend. I was like, okay.
You have friends? That's what he should say.
I don't like doctors.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, buddy, I've loved this. The final
yeah.
question that we usually ask, I mean, what a great episode. I'm just so glad to know you. And we're going to have a cigar.
Great.
Sometime.
That's for sure.
I'll hit you up. And we ask, can you think of the time you laughed the hardest in your life? It doesn't have to be the hardest. Maybe you were a kid Maybe someone fell down. Maybe someone farted. Maybe it was your dad. These are some of the big ones. Something embarrassing. Your pants fell down. I don't know. Or it could have been on set. You couldn't get through a take.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a good story, but like, where are you? If you're laughing so hard your belly hurts, who are you with?
Oh, that's a great question. I think for me, like Simon Helberg is the funniest guy I've ever met in my life. He played Wolowitz on Big Bang. And there was an episode where, and they always had, my character always had these sort of homoerotic moments with him, even though they were best friends, and it was all very funny. But we're doing a scene where he's invented a kissing machine, which is a real kissing machine in Korea. He's invented it where you kiss it on this side, and it does exactly what it does. And they look like mics, but they've got fake lips and tongues. And he's doing it, and he's like, "Hey, will you, like practice? I want you to practice with this." So we are just making out with these two kissing machines. And every time, and I can see
So what you do is on his, and what he does is on yours.
and we're just, and the audience is eating it up, and we're just going for it. And every time the camera cuts to him, I can see in the corner of my eye, I'm just like bursting out laughing because I cannot keep it together. I mean, I had a lot of moments at Big Bang, but I remember that one specifically.
That's got to be one of the best answers. You're making out with a Korean makeout machine
with Simon Helberg,
yes.
and who to this day is still one of the funniest people I've met in my life.
Wow,
that's
fantastic.
I laughed really hard. I have to be honest. At the time I did mushrooms, I laughed so hard that I asked God to stop me from laughing because otherwise I would die.
Oh wow!
I'm like, I love you.
You prayed to please
stop.
Please.
I will die.
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Yes.
And you know why I was laughing? Because I had ordered sushi for dinner and I forgot how to use chopsticks. I could not figure out how to put the sushi into my mouth. And I thought that for some reason that was like and I was alone. And I thought that was the funniest thing.
Oh my God.
In the entire world.
Wait, you did mushrooms alone?
Yeah.
The time you did?
Chocolate mushrooms, yeah.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Wow. Respect. I mean,
is that weird?
Yeah. Usually somebody else there to be like, are the walls moving? Yeah, the walls are moving.
Yeah. It was like a little chocolate or something. And it was amazing.
Okay. Fantastic.
Thanks for your
Two
time,
great
brother.
answers. Thanks for doing it, man. Would you say keep it crispy? It's just how we end.
Yeah, keep it crispy.
There it is. It's done. All right. Thanks so much, Kunal.
Thanks.
Amazing.
You made it weird. You made it weird. You made it weird.